What is this, a crossover episode? Why, yes it is. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 crossovers in cartoons.
Mr. Peanut Butter and BoJack Horseman in the same room. What is this, a crossover episode?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at episodes, specials, or TV movies where two different cartoon worlds collide, but we're excluding small cameos and references. Number 10, Say Uncle. Steven Universe versus Uncle Grandpa.
Good morning. Bravo! This guy sure knows how to make an entrance.
These two shows could not be any more different. Steven Universe is essentially a magical destiny epic with an overarching narrative, while Uncle Grandpa is, well, not.
Looking good, Grandpa.
It's hard to really put Uncle Grandpa, both the show and the character, into a single category, which is what makes this crossover so interesting. Getting to see the fourth wall breaking weirdo enter Steven's world and screw with reality, causing everyone, especially Pearl, to freak the heck out.
We'll never escape! This is our new home!
Pearl, you're overreacting.
I'm not overreacting!
It was a delight that even hardcore Steven fans could enjoy, since at the end of the day, Say Uncle was just a fun April Fool's Day crossover, and is not part of the Steven Universe canon.
Oh my gosh, Uncle Grandpa! You're really here? I can't believe it! I mean, I literally can't believe it. How is this even possible?
Don't worry, bro. None of this is canon.
Number 9, Simpsorama. The Simpsons versus Futurama.
You know, they look a little similar. Yeah, like the guy who designed Bender just took a drawing of Dad and stuck an antenna on it.
Both of Matt Groening's wildly successful animated series have referenced each other countless times, from Groening himself appearing in The Simpsons as the creator of Futurama, to a pile of discarded Bart Simpson dolls. However, it wasn't until 2014 that the shows actually crossed over. Well, there was a comic book crossover, and Bender did show up in a previous episode, but Simpsorama was the first time the two cartoons officially crossed over.
Oh, don't mention her eye. Don't mention her eye.
Don't mention her hair. Don't mention her hair.
And what a crossover it was, involving time travel, monsters mutated from Bart's DNA, and of course, the Planet Express crew working together with the Simpsons only after trying to kill them.
Okay, let's get going.
Dad, we have beer in our time.
Hey, I haven't had a drink in 1,000 years.
Number 8, Ben 10 Generator Rex, Heroes United. Generator Rex versus Ben 10 Ultimate Alien.
Destroy? You really haven't heard of me?
I'm Ben Tennyson.
Two teen heroes, two awesome power sets, one big crossover. Comedic crossovers are great and all, but it's hard to beat a killer team-up between two uniquely powered superheroes like the crossover between Ben 10 and Generator Rex, aptly titled Heroes United.
Maybe we can help each other. You do that?
The TV special followed a lot of the unwritten crossover rules. The heroes meet through an alternate dimensional portal and fight at first, before eventually teaming up to defeat the bad guy. But it never feels cliche or boring. In fact, the action in Heroes United is a whole lot of fun, especially when Ben and Rex combine their powers for the final showdown.
Let's do this again someday.
Number 7, Fugue and Riffs. Archer versus Bob's Burgers.
Okay, kids, who wants Manning coleslaw? And/or an explanation of why that's funny.
While the crossover between Archer and Bob's Burgers leans a bit more into the cameo category, we're gonna go ahead and count it just for the hilarious meta nature of it all.
Bob, where'd you learn to do that?
I don't know. It was like instinct.
We are, of course, talking about the fact that the voice of Sterling Archer, H. John Benjamin, also provides the voice for Bob Belcher, a fact that was poked fun at in the Archer episode Fugue and Riffs. In the episode, Archer has lost his memory and has been running Bob's Burgers. That is, until a group of Russian hitmen attack him and force him back into his secret agent life.
Look, the label in his coat has those idiot Russian letters.
Why the hell are Russians trying to kill you?
I don't know. He called me Archer. Maybe they think I'm somebody else.
Number 6, Bravo Dooby-Doo. Johnny Bravo versus the Scooby-Doo franchise.
She lives in this spooky house up on Widow's Peak.
Spooky house? Jinkies!
Whoa, mama. The Scooby-Doo gang has had quite a few team-ups and crossovers in their decades-long cartoon career, including Batman the Brave and the Bold, but none was quite as funny as their run-in with Johnny Bravo. After breaking down on the way to his aunt's spooky old house, Johnny catches a ride in the Mystery Machine, leading to all the classic Scooby-Doo tropes as Johnny and the gang pursue a ghostly gardener haunting the home.
Now, hold on a second there, mister. We're going after some creepy ghost person, and you want us to split up?
But as it turns out, the ghost was actually Johnny's aunt trying to scare him off because she doesn't like him very much.
Oh, I was almost rid of him! And I would have done it too if it hadn't been for you meddling kids.
Number 5, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour trilogy, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius versus the Fairly Odd Parents. What happens when magic and science collide? You get the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, an ambitious and unlikely crossover between Jimmy Neutron and the Fairly Odd Parents. The first entry in this cartoon crossover trilogy was more of a switcheroo between the two characters, but the sequels actually saw the two characters clash and eventually become interdimensional friends. As strange as these crossovers were, they were still tons of fun and loaded with action. And seeing the characters animated in different styles was definitely one of its biggest draws. Number 4, The Grim Adventures of the Kids Next Door, codename Kids Next Door, versus The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, thank goodness you're here! Hey! You're not the Powerpuff Girls!
No, we're not.
It's hard to imagine a show about two kids befriending death crossing over with a series following kid operatives who fight against adult tyranny. But Cartoon Network managed to pull it off with The Grim Adventures of the Kids Next Door. After Billy gets into some supernatural-related trouble, he seeks the help of the kids next door, leading to a strange series of events that results in Mandy running the kids next door and a giant supernatural pants monster. Yeah, this one's pretty weird, but it still makes our list, and it even gets bonus points for multiple references to other Cartoon Network series, including an extended cameo from Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
Hello! Ed, Edd, and Eddy's pesky problem fixers. Got a problem that's pesky? We'll fix her for just one lousy quarter.
Number 3, The Simpsons Guy, Family Guy versus The Simpsons.
Simpson, Homer Simpson.
We're the Griffins. Peter, Lois, Stewie, and then, the others.
Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy has been called a blatant ripoff of The Simpsons, which is why the eventual crossover between the two came as a bit of a surprise.
I think you and I are gonna get along just okay.
Nonetheless, The Simpsons Guy brought the two family-centric animated sitcoms together to somewhat mixed results. The episode was criticized for leaning too heavily into the shock value humor of Family Guy, but the crossover also deserves some credit for poking fun at the differences between the two series, as well as the blatant similarities, the latter of which is pointed out in a wonderfully meta way, which is part of the reason why The Simpsons Guy earns the number 3 spot on this list.
Hey, that's no fair. I don't got none of them.
Number 2, Rufus, Lilo and Stitch the series versus Kim Possible.
That's got bruise written all over it.
It's.
Of all the unlikely crossovers on this list, this one definitely takes the cake. Seriously, who would imagine that Kim Possible would ever show up in the world of Lilo and Stitch?
What's the sitch?
No, who's Stitch?
No, what's the sitch? It's like a catchphrase.
Stitch isn't a catchphrase. He's my friend.
Even weirder, this was just one of 4 other crossovers with Lilo and Stitch, the others being Recess, The Proud Family, and American Dragon Jake Long. Crazy, right? But as strange as this crossover was, it was still a ton of fun, following Lilo as she calls upon Kim Possible's services to help rescue Stitch from Draken's clutches.
All right, Lilo, let's blow this clam bake.
No! Wait! Go!
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Ferb, are you expecting someone?
Not them.
I'm Martin Mystery, paranormal investigator extraordinaire.
I guess I stand corrected. Come on, girls.
Well, after Aladdin and his trickery, a muscle-bound ox like Hercules would be child's play.
Oh, really? You care to back that up, you stiff?
Number 1. The Jetsons meet the Flintstones. The Jetsons versus the Flintstones.
Well, I feel a little, this outfit, it's a little drafty.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons are some of the greatest classics of animation, which is why this crossover between two of their most notable properties, the Jetsons and the Flintstones, is our number 1 pick. This crossover followed the Jetsons as they met the Flintstones after being accidentally sent back in time. Or were they?
Wow, I wonder how far in the future we are. Or where we are.
On top of being a great crossover, this TV movie also contributes to the dark theory that the Flintstones takes place after the Jetsons. Their primitive technology and prehistoric-looking society being a result of the pollution and radiation implied by the future of the Jetsons. Of course, nothing's confirmed, but that doesn't make this crossover any less awesome.
Will you stop with the shaking heads?
It's the time machine, Mr. Spacely. It's kaput.
Oh, yeah, and they can't kaput it back together again.
And we're stuck here.
The Jetsons have offered to put us up till we find a place of our own.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.